Hello everybody. Well, we have a fine day of UEFA Euro 2020 action ahead as Ukraine play North Macedonia. And should be exciting. Later, we have Denmark v Belgium in Group B, and then Group C's other game between the Netherlands and Austria. Both these teams lost their opening games and conceded 3 goals. The Ukraine were 2 goals down to the Netherlands, had a really good fight back, but then lost to a last goal, 3-2, right at the end. Whereas Austria and North Macedonia played each other, Austria going 1-0 up, an equaliser for the Macedonians, but in the second half, Austria making it 3-1. Well, let's have a look at the team, starting with Ukraine. Bushchan starts in goal. It's a back four of Karavayev, Zabani, Matvienko and Mikalenko. Stepanenko is behind Shaparenko and Zinchenko in a midfield three. Yarmolenko and Malinovsky on the wings. Yaremchuk is the striker. For North Macedonia, Dmitrievsky starts in goal. It's a back three of Ristovsky, Velkovsky and Musliu. Nikolov and Aliosky are the wing backs. Ademi and Spirovsky are behind Bardi in a midfield three. Captain Pandev and Elmas are the strike partnership. Well, we're here in Bucharest, Romania, one of the 2 host countries not to qualify for the final tournament. And both teams know that nothing but a win really is required. You need 4 points to be really sure. 3 might be good enough. 2 is really staring at the abyss, and North Macedonia still have the Dutch to play. Ukraine still have Austria. Yarmolenko's goal captured the imagination, inspired Ukraine nearly to a fight back, but unfortunately for them, just couldn't get over the line. Threw it away at the end. Well, 7 of Ukraine's 11 players actually play in Ukraine, both for one of the big two, Dynamo Kiev or Shakhtar Donetsk. The exceptions are the front three, as well as Zinchenko, who plays for Man City, Yarmolenko, West Ham, Yaremchuk for Ghent, and Malinovsky for Atlanta. So it's a team that is a Ukrainian backline and a more European-based front three. Yarmolenko, by the way, making his 96th cap today, and it looks like this tournament he will overtake Andrei Pyatov, who's on 97 caps right now, actually the captain of Ukraine, but doesn't start nowadays. If Yarmolenko plays every game and Ukraine gets to the semi-final, he'll become a centurion in this tournament. And he's also 7 goals away from overtaking the manager, Andriy Shevchenko, in the all-time top scorers list. Here is...
We needed that victory more than anything, and yeah, to get the second goal at the end was the icing on the cake.
That was Wales' Gareth Bale. Here's Connor Roberts.
Drawing away in the first 2 games is not bad going, so hopefully we can take that into Sunday now and do something special, hopefully.
Now we can go to Italy full of confidence.
Aaron Ramsey.
And, who knows what can happen there, but our target is just to get out of the group. To do what they've done tonight against a very good Turkish team,
Rob Page.
It's a special change room in there, the atmosphere, it's incredible, so they deserve all the plaudits they're going to get from that performance.
So yeah,
they certainly do deserve all.
That was some personnel from Wales speaking after their 2-0 win over Turkey. Captain Gareth Bale, goal scorers Aaron Ramsey and Connor Roberts, and interim manager Rob Page. Yeah, they've definitely been good. In that Group A, which had their second games yesterday, as well as Italy beating Switzerland 3-0, means that Wales are pretty much through. Italy are through. Turkey and Switzerland are in pretty bad straits. Wales really could have won by more in that game. Missed a penalty, had a few big chances. But yeah, Wales surprised everyone, as have Turkey, but for all the wrong reasons. I think everybody expected them to do well. They have a good team, but on the big stage. They could have get it done. Bit of a shame. This is the part of the tournament where we start to hear words like permutations, not just focusing on your own game but looking over your shoulder. If we win and Team X loses type thinking. Of course, 6 hours after this game kicks off, the game between the Netherlands and Austria will. Well, Denmark versus Belgium splits the two Group C games. That game's in Group B, and they said that there'll be a tribute to Christian Eriksen. They'll kick the ball out and applaud in the 10th minute of the game, which obviously his squad number for Denmark after the events as well, which were very sad. But he's alright now, or at least he's on the mend in this game. Ukraine making, let's have a look, so this the three changes for Ukraine. The goalkeeper position is unchanged, Bushchan. The back four also is Karaviev, Zabarny, Matvienko and Mikolenko. Zinchenko drops back to defensive midfield, and Malinovsky and Sidorchuk are in. Out comes Stepanenko and Shapirenko. Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk are still in the team, but Zubkov is replaced on that left-hand side with Malinovsky. As for North Macedonia, Dmitrievsky stays in goal. The back five is still Nikolov, Ristovsky, Velkovsky, Miliu and Aliosky. But Elmas moves into the attack. Bardi and Spirovsky are still in the midfield. Bardi and Ademi are still in the midfield. They're joined by Spirovsky. Elmas replaces Tchaikovsky at the front of the attack. He now partners Pandev, who's still there. So, a couple changes each.
Ukraine's all-time leading goal scorer Andrei Shevchenko scored the last of his 48 international goals against Sweden at Euro 2012. He then took over as head coach of the national team after Ukraine failed to progress through their group at Euro 2016. And today Shevchenko will be keen to get results against North Macedonia to avoid a similar fate. Kick-off in Bucharest is in around 45 minutes time. Our second live game today comes from Group B as Denmark take on Belgium in Copenhagen. Coverage of that game gets underway from 4:30. But sandwiched between our two matches is live coverage of the Gold Cup from Royal Ascot. Here's Ed Chamberlain and Francesca Canali to tell you more. We can't wait till see if Stradivarius can hit the right notes from 10 past 4 this afternoon. But Calvin Phillips was the standout performer in the hearts of the England midfield as they beat Croatia on Sunday. And with Scotland up next for England tomorrow night at Wembley, Gabriel Clark caught up with Phillips as he reflected on his development.
Well, there are some big games tomorrow, including England's game against Scotland. England's key man in their win against Croatia was Calvin Phillips. Wonder if he'll start again. He surely deserves to.
On Sunday, he graduated to international recognition. Phillips produced perhaps the most complete midfield performance of the tournament so far.
Where's this?
Here is Calvin Phillips now.
Nice to recognise that, especially from other countries.
Like many of Gareth Southgate's squad, Phillips was overlooked on his way up.
He was just immense. Other clubs we played against, they just couldn't believe that nobody had taken a chance on him. None of the professional clubs had taken a chance on him.
His mum's belief in his talent.
So yeah, Phillips called the Yorkshire Perlo as a way to go to beat him, but a big compliment.
I don't even know if this is proper astronomical, is that? That's a good word, yeah. She's been a single parent. She's just very proud. Obviously I'm smiling now because I'm just thinking about her reaction.
Last August came the England call-up at his grandmother's star performance.
I think I've got something to say. So,
a nice moment. It's it's an interview that I always look back on.
Your grandmother got to see you play for England, but she didn't get to see you play at the tournament, sadly.
It was I think 4 or 5 months ago due to COVID. She's very caring. She's very nosy. But she was a lovely woman. She'd be saying, "Don't let it get to your head, and make sure you do just as well in the next game."
Which brings us to Leeds' modern-day cultural icon,
That's all it was.
the football scientist who changed the course of Calvin's career.
Marcelo sees a lot of crazy things that other people don't, and the first day he came in, he referred to me as a number 4, and I never played in a defensive midfield role. I've never enjoyed football as much in my life.
Without Bielsa, do you make it to this point?
No. Simple as that.
Has he made you fitter?
Definitely.
Has he made you stronger?
Definitely.
Has he made you better technically?
Definitely.
Has he made you more aware tactically?
Definitely.
England now have a high-performance circuit breaker with a quarterback's pass. Against Croatia, Phillips and
So that was England's Calvin Phillips. Obviously, we're going to say Ukraine, North Macedonia, but looking across the rest of the groups as well. Phillips got the assist in England's goal against Croatia.
There's no one there, but you can see him running towards him like this. There's no feeling that you can come towards him and see stuff like that.
Are you ready for what is an international match like no other? England, Scotland.
Yeah. Very well, heart and sleeve, just like I do. It's going to be a very, very tough game.
These are the games that make legends of players, you know?
Don't know what to say to that.
Just play your natural game, I suppose. And as your grandmother would say and your mum would say, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, such a special person.
So Phillips will be hoping to be a key player again for England, and it is hard to get away from England's game against Scotland, one of the original, well, in fact the original football rivalry. The first ever international football game was between those two teams.
He's a coach's dream. He's humble, he's hard-working,
But
he's hungry. You can understand why he's getting the praise. We were talking about it, weren't we, Robert, how amazing he must be as a teammate because of what he's doing at the minute.
Yeah, he's one of those players that he's so unselfish in his manner, his intention on the pitch, off the pitch, that it just rubs off on everybody else. But that was a touching moment. Understanding everything else around the game, and then when he goes to play football, it's just his freedom, his time to just play. But he's a very, very good kid.
And he deserves all the plaudits he's getting because he is such a special player and he showed that in the opening game against Croatia.
Yeah, he's what makes I think that's all one for training for Marcelo as well. That's a huge mentality to work extremely hard no matter what happens. He closes down most interceptions in that game, and it's understandable. Even that is forcing top class players to pass a lot of out the park because of his presence and the way he's closing it down, he's in there, he's battling. He's very, very good on the ball, and it's not just about his work rate as well, it's about his timing of his runs, his unselfish runs as well, and even for the goal, his runs incredible. But that's a fantastic tackle, and he's very, very unlucky there as well. That's his weakness. But the timing of this run, drops inside, and he's got the vision to look forward as well. And it's a great ball, great timely run as well by Sterling, and it's very nice to see his family in the crowd as well, and he managed to spot them as well. So that's a great gesture, and I'm sure his mum and dad and his family are very, very proud of him. You know,
so half an hour now.
when you're a top player, you can have ability, be able to work hard and all of these things, but you need intelligence. You need intelligence to understand movements, timing, and it seems as if the work with Bielsa, the football scientist, is paid off because you can see playing for England, you need intelligence, you need movement, timing, and understand it, and he's got that.
certainly a player we've all enjoyed watching. Well, it's time now to hear from the Scotland camp. They may have lost their opener against the Czech Republic, but tomorrow's match against England provides them with the perfect opportunity to put that result behind them. Roman Bardwaj caught up with Scotland captain Andy Robertson and John McGinn ahead of tomorrow's match at Wembley.
Ask England Scotland which country they'd most like to defeat, and the answer is likely to be England. Such is the fierce rivalry between the two nations. The Scots' last win over the English was in 1999 at Wembley.
We'd say about England, but we'll have a look at Scotland now, who haven't beaten England since 1999. It's John McGinn.
Regardless of the result on Monday, we go into this game as underdogs. We've got a population of 5 million, they've got a population of 55 million, and their squad is riddled with superstars, and we'll go in there as underdogs but with belief that we can go and get a result, because we do have quality in the squad. Maybe not as much quality in abundance in certain areas, but we certainly have enough to get 3 points.
Is there much group chat between yourself, Tyrone Mings and Jack Grealish?
Aye, a wee bit. It's strange. Obviously I messaged Tyrone to say what we done the other day, and speak to Jack most days as he's one of my closest mates off the park as well. We're professional enough now to, the closer it gets to the game, the chat becomes limited, and I then stop believing a word that they say. The 3 of us have personal ambitions and goals, and we know that the friendship can't get in the way of that, so they'll not be getting any info off me, and I think it'll be the same the other way about.
We just need a result. That's what we need. We can't, get caught up in who we're playing against or what it is. It's obviously a hugely difficult task, going to their stomping ground and with their fans and everything. But hopefully we can cause an upset and put us in a better position in the group table.
Pretty much every kid dreams about scoring against England. Do you dream that?
Aye, of course. I was on the periphery of the last 2 games. The first game at Wembley, we lost 3-0. I was in the stand, which was gutting, and then the second one, where we were a minute away from winning, I was in the provisional squad and then got cut. So I've had a little bit of a taster, but hopefully now I can be a bigger part and eventually make my mark on what is a historical game.
England for so many years have had that expectation. I know their fans, their country expect them
This
to,
is Andy
to win
Robertson,
these tournaments, and
Scotland
obviously
captain.
previously they've not quite managed that. So look, there's more expectation for them to go further than probably us, and maybe we can use that with our fans in the ground and everything like that, but we just need to focus on ourselves. We need to put in the best possible performance we can. We need to come off that pitch with no regrets, and if we do that, then at least we can say we left everything out there.
Well, it's certainly one not to be missed. England against Scotland.
So yeah, England playing Scotland tomorrow, but this game is in half an hour. We've talked about Ukraine, we've talked about North Macedonia, talked about pretty much everybody still in the tournament. Just have a look at the days ahead. So, Ukraine versus North Macedonia is in half an hour. Denmark play Belgium at 5 and the Dutch play Austria at 8. Copa America resumes today with Colombia's game against Venezuela, as well as Brazil's game against Peru. On Friday, Sweden play Slovakia and Croatia play the Czech Republic, before England versus Scotland, and in Copa America, Chile play Bolivia, and also Argentina play Uruguay. And then match day 2 ends on Saturday with Hungary against France, Portugal against Germany, and Spain against Poland. On Sunday, match day 3 starts with Italy against Wales and Switzerland versus Turkey. On Monday, North Macedonia play Netherlands, the Ukraine play Austria, Finland play Belgium, and Russia play Denmark. On Tuesday, Croatia play Scotland and the Czech Republic play England. And on Wednesday, Slovakia play Spain, Sweden play Poland, Germany play Hungary, and Portugal play France. That's the remaining group stage games.
UEFA Euro 2020 is sponsored by Volkswagen.
25 minutes to go. Until kick-off. Minutes to go. We'll find it there. Obviously, we have that other Group B game in a bit. How Denmark will do their game in Group 5. So, 20 minutes to go. Until the kick-off. Looking forward to it.
your thoughts, so thank you very much indeed. And actually, it's a really nice touch because Belgium played Denmark later today, as you know, and they will stop in the 10th minute to pay tribute to Christine because of the passing away in March last night. And of course, we continue to wish him all the very best with his recovery. Right, after the break, we turn our attention to today's live match in Bucharest with Robert, Emma and Scott as Ukraine and North Macedonia both target a win after defeat for both countries in their opening matches.
Stadium is filling up with a quarter of an hour to go.
UEFA Euro 2020
13 minutes to go. Ready for the national anthems.
The National Arena in Bucharest is operating at 25% capacity, so a maximum of 13,000 fans will be allowed in for today's match. This stadium plays host to 4 Euro 2020 matches, the first of which was on Sunday when North Macedonia lost 3-1 to Austria. Now, 37 years of age,
North Macedonia, staying in Bucharest where they lost 3-1 to Austria. And Ukraine will stay there after returning from Amsterdam. Just one more look at the teams. Starting with Ukraine, Bushchan keeps his place in goal. It's an unchanged back four of Karaviev, Zabarny, Matvienko and Mikolenko. Zinchenko moves back into defensive midfield, ousting Stepanenko. In his place comes Malinovsky, and Sidorchuk also is in for Shaparenko. As a front three, Malinovsky and Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk survive. Malinovsky is replaces Zubkov. As for North Macedonia, they start with Dmitrievsky in goal. It's a back five of Nikolov, Stefan Ristovsky, Darko Velkovsky, Muzliu and Aliovsky. In midfield, Ademi and Bardi stay in, but Spirovsky comes in for Elmas because Elmas has moved up front to join Pandev. He replaces Trajkovsky. So just a one change for North Macedonia. And kickoff is in 10 minutes time. Well, we'll see how North Macedonia get on then. Neither of these teams will want to lose. Ukraine will consider themselves favourites today. They're a good side. Nearly got something out of Amsterdam. But we'll see. Will they have enough to get over the line today?
Coverage of the Gold Cup from Royal Ascot and Denmark against
So
Ukraine and North Macedonia.
we're here in Bucharest. Players are in the tunnel, the refs are coming out, and the Ukraine players out first. So Ukraine and North Macedonia are out, ready for their national anthems. In Romania, one of the two host nations not to qualify, the other being Azerbaijan. Well, let's pause as we await the national anthems. Well, the national anthem done. A big roar from the North Macedonian fans. Now we await the anthem of Ukraine. Anthem's done. Kickoff is in 3 minutes.
UEFA Euro 2020 is sponsored by Volkswagen. Guys, please. Which jersey will you
Couple of minutes to go.
UEFA Euro 2020 is sponsored by Just Eat. So almost dare not lose time beneath two sides. In Bucharest, Ukraine have made two changes today. Holding midfield players Taras Stepanik.
So, the most exciting players are Zinchenko for Ukraine, and for North Macedonia, Pandev. He makes his 121st cap. Well, it's now 2 o'clock. Players are ready. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. We're underway here in Bucharest. It's Ukraine against North Macedonia. The sunburst flag of North Macedonia throughout the stands. Pandev's down. Oh, Andrei Shevchenko watching on. He, of course, legendary player in his time. Yeah, if he took Ukraine to glory, that might be his greatest achievement of the finals, though. Well, Igor Angelovsky watching on as well. Another relative novice manager. When you consider some of the names at this tournament, he's no mug mind. Ukraine just playing it around the back, looking for an opening. Oh, they've lost out. Now, can North Macedonia break? Nope. Not at all. Both teams struggling to retain possession. Long balls played over the top. Looking for Elmas, but just a bit too much on it. Zinchenko with a long ball down the left, but no way through.
stood between them at the international level. Both goal scorers the other evening against the Netherlands.
Ukraine with a counter-attack. Yaremchuk back to Shaparenko. Zinchenko. Ball's played into the box. Pushed away by Dmitrievski. And on the volley, Karavayev smashes it over. Dmitrievski just punched it out. From about 20 metres, Malinovsky, and then from a similar distance, smashed over by Karavayev. Goal kick, North Macedonia here on the 5th minute in possession football. It's Ukraine 0, North Macedonia 0. Pendev couldn't find a way through. Stefan Ristovski out. Ukraine come forward now. They've turned to attack. Yarmolenko plays it to Shaparenko. Out wide to Karavayev. Malinovsky. Zinchenko. Mikolenko. Zinchenko. Ball came into the box, just tapped behind for a corner by Yarmolenko. Corner by Shaparenko. Tucked away by Elmas. Throw in. And a shot in by Malinovsky. Actually a good save by Dmitrievski. Just pushed it behind. It was an awkward one. Save you'd expect him to make. So, corner kick, Shaparenko puts it in, and Yarmolenko can't get a clean hit on it, wide goal kick. 9th minute, Ukraine 0, North Macedonia 0. So, Macedonia coming forward. Nikolov. Ukraine clears it. Rostovsky to Pandev. So, 10 minutes in, no big chances. Goalless. Not been the best so far. Both teams know that if they lose, they're pretty screwed. So they don't want to be the team that makes a mistake, but really they should be going for it, all things considered. Pandev looking for a way through, can't find it. Oh, good ball forward. And Yaremchuk's in space. Yaremchuk, good defending by Stefan Rostovsky, slides in, back for a corner kick. Yaremchuk was bearing down on goal there, should have done better. Didn't take his chance. Actually decided to try and pass it. Should have just put his laces through it and went for the shot, I think. Anyway, it's a corner. In it comes, headed out. Here's Yarmolenko. Still no way through. Played out to Alioski. Bardi. Out wide again to Alioski on the wing. Almas, Alioski. Bardi. Plays it out wide. The cross comes in, blocked. There's Nikolov trying to put the cross in. All he's won there is a throw-in, which he takes. North Macedonia will want to keep the pressure on. Spirovsky loses out, and now Ukraine can break. Shaparenko to Zinchenko. Plays it low. It deflects into the path of Yaremchuk, but he was offside. Goal kick being taken long. Pandev can't keep it in. Yaremchuk out wide. Throw in. Well, running down the right wing is Nikolov. North Macedonia have men forward here. Here's Bardi. Goes for a long shot, hits ahead of a Ukraine player, and the rebound is a miss. Everyone actually goes out for a throw in. Just got the angle all wrong. Ball's played into the box. North Macedonia still forward. Nikolov looking for Elmas. Ristovski, ball played in. Elmas wide into the side netting. North Macedonia getting forward. Oh, Ramas. He missed it with his right foot and it came off his left leg and just bounced behind. Unfortunate. Should do better though, really. So, Ukraine with possession. And ball taken by Matvienko. Forward by Stepanenko. Zabarny. Shaparenko. Zabarny. Matvienko, just Ukraine playing around the back. It's with Zabarny to Karavayev. Nice ball played forward by Karavayev, looking for Zinchenko. He can't find a way forward. Now North Macedonia can come forward. Here's Pandev. And he's got on the right side of Yarmolenko. Doesn't come off, and now it's with Zinchenko as Ukraine can break. Alexander Zinchenko plays it to Shaparenko. The break's slow though. North Macedonia have got men back. Ukraine will just have to do a regular attack, I suppose. Here's Mikolenko. Shaparenko. Karavayev. Stepanenko. Shaparenko. Mikolenko. Still coming forward. Malinovsky looking for Mikolenko. He gets a touch on it, but it's crosses behind for a goal kick. Well, Ukraine playing it on the back. Again. Ukraine fans making a lot of noise, bouncing in the crowd. 20 minutes in though. Game hasn't provided much, it's goalless. It's with Zinchenko. Looking for Karavayev but can't find him. Wins it back. Forward by Karavayev. Cross in by Yarmolenko isn't the best, but the header away by Bardi is given back to a Ukraine player. And Karavayev's cut back didn't come off. North Macedonia losing it again. Here's Zinchenko. Yarmolenko. Stepanenko. Shaparenko to Mikolenko. Back to Shaparenko. Matvienko, Stepanenko, given away. North Macedonia can come away now. Ukraine still looking to come forward, but it's with Karavayev. Cross is blocked, falling to Yarmolenko, who falls backwards, and it's with Zabani. Forward again to Yarmolenko. Yaremchuk can't get the best of Valkovsky, who clears it. And North Macedonia win a free kick. Good hold-up play by Pandev. Ukraine will take it quickly. Bardi. To Elmas. Spirovsky. And it's lost by Alioski, and now Ukraine can look to break, but it's with Zinchenko. Yarmolenko cuts in, shot is blocked, and Dmitrievsky punches it away. It's with Zinchenko. Back into the box, and another cross touched into the path of Dmitrievsky by Ristovsky. Well, we're halfway through the first period. It's still goalless on possession football. Stepanenko is down there. As Ukraine play round the back. Forward come North Macedonia. Here's Nikolov. Here come Ukraine. Zinchenko. Put the long ball forward, looking to Yarmolenko, goal kick. And Malinovsky's taking a whack. And he's holding his own neck. Is he okay? He's getting up now. Having a chat to our Argentine referee. Who was, barged over by Spirovsky. Looks like a cross actually for a very deep throw in. That will be taken by Alioski. It's goalless here on Possession Football. Ukraine now. North Macedonia now. Oh, and North Macedonia losing it in a dangerous possession. So with Yaremchuk. Now to Shaparenko. Out. Wide. Looking for Karavayev, but he can't keep it in. Throw in North Macedonia. Zinchenko. Forward by Shaparenko. Ball played forward to Yarmolenko, and it's saved. He was offside anyway, but he should have really been scoring that. Nope. Was onside. So let's have a look. Yeah, just played onside by Mudliu, who was way too far forward, by the way. I'm not sure what he was doing there. So, corner kick. Ball's come in from the corner. Oh, it's in! 1-0. It's in from Yarmolenko. Well, that's so disappointing for North Macedonia to concede like that. Capped Andriy Yarmolenko gets his 42nd goal for Ukraine and his second at this European Championships. Just poor defending from North Macedonia. Yarmolenko was meant to be marked by Stefan Rostovsky, and he just broke free and poked it in at the near post. Dmitrievsky's got a foot to it actually, but couldn't keep it out. So half an hour in, Ukraine taking the lead. North Macedonia have held out well, not really let too many big chances happen, but you mark like that from a corner, you get punished. Ukraine player down. Yarmolenko, the goal scorer. On his face. Well, Yarmolenko seems hurt, to be honest, walking off a bit gingerly. Off he trudges to applause. Don't think he's coming off fully now, but just be patched up. So, Ukraine have 10 men for now. In the 32nd minute, it's Ukraine 1, North Macedonia 0 on possession football. Kept in by Malinovsky. Ukraine look to come forward again. Zabarny, Matvienko. Oh, sorry, Karavayev. Zabarny back to Bushchan. Yarmolenko, who is now back on to Malinovsky, back to Yarmolenko. Taps it on to Mykolenko, who loses out to Nikolov. Nikolov's under pressure and gives away a throw in. Ukraine with the ball. Balls come forward. 2-0. From absolutely nothing, Yaremchuk doubles Ukraine's advantage. And they're a long, long way to catch now for North Macedonia. You wonder how much more they could get. Well, these two players scored in Amsterdam. They've scored in Bucharest. Let's have a look. He's onside. Being played onside. What is Darko Velkovsky doing standing there? He gets nowhere near Yaremchuk and he just plays him onside. Well, Yaremchuk slots it in at the near post, but it's not the goalie's fault. That is squarely on Velkovsky. So, Ukraine look in a really good position now. After what happened in 2016, Andriy Shevchenko's rebuilt this team and they look in really good whack today. You wonder how much more they'll get against a floundering North Macedonia. North Macedonia playing around the back. If they get a goal before half time, they're right back in this game, I suppose. It's with Elmas. Bardi. Pandev. Goal kick. Came off with Elmas. Ukraine have 64% of the ball, 9 attempts to North Macedonia's 3, 4 on target. North Macedonia have had none. Novsky lays it out wide. Nikolenko. Ukraine looking for another one to really stick the dagger in the Balkan side, but the ball's overhit by Yarmolenko, straight to Dmitrievski. North Macedonia passing around the back. Oh, and it's played forward. It's Pandev. Goran Pandev with a lob. It's in. But he's offside. Oh, it was a lovely dink by Pandev. But unfortunately for him, he came back from that offside position. And he was offside. Good spot from the line-out. Well, he got a bit of luck after that because it bounced off Zabarny back into his path, but it was a good finish to just dink it over to Bushchan. It doesn't really matter because it was offside. North Macedonia needed that, to be honest, but it's not how it worked. Just got to time your run a little bit better. Here's Zinchenko. Karavayev. He's gone down under pressure from Alioski in the box, but never a penalty. Ukraine have won it back though. Zinchenko to Karavayev. Goes for the shot and nearly tipped into his own net by Velkovsky. Dmitrievski saves it though. North Macedonia passing it round the back. It's with Alioski. From away. Karavayev, it's cleared. North Macedonia give it away. Again, Karavayev back to Bushchan. So, North Macedonia looking to come forward. Oh, decent ball played there by Ristovsky. If Ukraine can get another before half time, it puts this game in a very difficult situation. Even more so than it already is for North Macedonia. Say hello if you are watching. It's Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0 on Possession Football. If you have any comments or questions for half time, you can use the live chat function. But right now it is 2-0. North Macedonia just have a free kick. Here is Stepanenko. North Macedonia have it now with Bardiel. They've lost out. Ukraine can counter-attack again. It's on the left-hand side. Oh, that's a penalty, surely. Yep. Yellow card as well. Or is he giving a booking for diving? Looks like it is a yellow card for Shaparenko for a dive. Well, it was a very good dive because I thought that was a clear penalty. The Argentine referee. That's where they're trained. Ooh, I think there was a little bit of contact by Velkovsky. Not enough to justify a penalty, but perhaps not enough to justify a yellow card either. Wow, no, it was very minimal, the content. I thought it was a clear penalty. But it was just a good dive. Not quite good enough, though, to outsmart a referee. Fernando Andres Rapellini of Argentina. If you're watching Copa America, you might see a Spanish ref in that as well. It's because UEFA and CONMEBOL, the South American Confederation, are doing a referee exchange. North Macedonia coming forward. Here's Elmas. Zinchenko. Yarmolenko. Karavayev. Zabany. Back to Matvienko. Ukraine looking ready for half time, just passing it round the back. See how much injury time's added on in about 10 seconds time. Will be just 1 minute Yeah, there hasn't really been anything to justify much more. Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0. Here at the break. Ball's taken long by Bushchan and headed back to Dmitrievsky by Muslio. Just looking at the VAR for the second goal, yeah, just onside. Cannot believe that defending by Velkovsky. Absolutely diabolical. Well, it's back with Bushchan, and the minute's now been played, and that is half time. Well, it's pretty much been expected, and the Ukrainian duo getting a goal apiece again. Nobody has scored more goals at Euro 2020 than Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk. At half time, it's Ukraine 0, North Macedonia. Sorry, Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0. Well, it could have been different. If just the defending was better from North Macedonia, but really, Ukraine have controlled this game. So, at the break, we remind you of the games later today. Denmark play Belgium and the Netherlands play Austria. In Euro 2020 and in Copa America, Colombia play Venezuela and Brazil play Peru as that controversial competition continues. So much football going on, international football, mostly. And we'll see what goes on. Well, it's been a decent game. Ukraine have clearly been in control. Goals from Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk. Yarmolenko from a corner, and Yaremchuk after he was played onside. Some absolutely brutal defending by North Macedonia, I have to say. They haven't been great. And I suppose they just have to go for it in the next 45 minutes. I know that for them, just being here is an achievement. But you might as well try anything you can. 2 losses in the first 2 games is near enough to elimination. But it does mean that they might as well just try everything they can to avoid it. You might as well lose 5-0 as 2-0 and just try and get whatever points they can. The last game is against the Netherlands. You'd expect them to lose that as well. But we'll see what happens in the second half. Ukraine can really ramp up the score if they want to. Overturn that goal difference already to a positive one. Just see what they can do. So, corner kick came in, just tapped in by Yarmolenko for his 42nd goal before Yaremchuk made it 2. And the only person to score more goals than Andriy Yarmolenko for the Blue Yellows is their current manager, Andriy Shevchenko, who notched 48 goals between 1995 and 2012. Yarmolenko is now up to 42, so 6 behind. Not sure he'll beat that at this tournament, but he's getting there. It's actually a bit unlucky for Dimitrievski not to keep that out. West Ham fans will be wondering where that Andriy Yarmolenko, who's scored 2 and 2 for his country, has been for them. Last season, scoring 3 goals all term. Yaremchuk has been good as well. Had a big chance earlier in the game and then got the second goal. His second of the tournament as well. And it puts him into double figures for the national team. 10 goals in 25 and a half games. Not bad at all. And since the independence from the Soviet Union, Ukraine haven't really done too well at major tournaments. Their big achievement was in 2006 reaching the FIFA World Cup quarter-final. The only time they've qualified for the World Cup. Since independence, they lost 3-0 to eventual champions Italy in Hamburg. Goals from Gianluca Zambrotta and Luca Toni on that day. Great names, but Ukraine got past Switzerland on penalties. It's actually Andriy Shevchenko who missed a penalty in that shootout. They have qualified for 3 Euros now since independence. Euro 2012, where they qualified as hosts. That dreadful Euro 2016 campaign, which led to Shevchenko's appointment to sort it out. Looks like in 2020 they will be ending the 6-game losing run, which dates back to 2012. In that phase where they beat Sweden early on, but then lost to France and England, and then in 2016 losing all 3 games. Game number 6 was that 3-2 against the Netherlands. But looks like they're finally breaking that 6-game losing streak at the Euros and at major tournaments in general. And qualifying for 3 Euros in a row is a good achievement for this team. But they have some talent that want to get to their first knockout stage in the Euros since their independence. And North Macedonia, another team that came about after the Cold War, coming from another big football power of Yugoslavia. North Macedonia never qualified for a FIFA World Cup, never qualified for a Euros before this. with the new system of playoffs from the Nations League. The only teams they had to beat were Kosovo and Georgia to qualify. Whether that warrants a place in the finals, you tell me. After the Treaty of Prespa, North Macedonia renamed from just Macedonia, because Macedonia was an ancient region that people like Alexander the Great came from, which also went into parts of Greece as well. So a more accurate name. Four minutes till kick-off. Any more questions before half-time? Get them in. Two minutes to go. Until the second half. This game already feels dead though. North Macedonia need something special to get back into it. Ready to come back out in the national arena in Bucharest. Looks like North Macedonia will be making a sub. Just see Darko Cherlinov of Stuttgart on the touchline, ready to come on. Whether he does or not immediately is another question. Yeah, looks like he has. He's on for Spirovsky. So the 20-year-old Stuttgart Mankarov, and also Alexander Trajkovsky is on for Boban Nikolov. 2 half-time changes, and we are underway. It's Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0. North Macedonia really need to come up with something to save their tournament. It was a big ask, to be fair to them. But they'll still be disappointed with how things are going right now. So 2 changes at the break, and yeah, they did have to change something, but really it's their defence that need changing, because it has been absolutely awful. It's with Karavayev at the back, by the way, but in his clearance comes to Alioski only, but then Yarmolenko wins it back. Karavayev has a second bite, and this time finds a Ukraine player, who loses it, and North Macedonia can come forward here, and this would be a great start. Save. Corner kick. It was a good run from Ademi, but no goal. Short corner taken, and then the second ball is way too long. Goal kick, Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0 on possession football. So, disappointment that time for the Balkan side. And Igor Radjalovsky, he knows that they won't get too many chances like that. Nobody just seems to be firing right now for them. Just don't have the quality for this level, perhaps. Here's Mikolenko. Shaparenko. Good challenge by Elmas out for a Ukrainian throw-in. Looks like a Ukraine player is down. Shaparenko, to be precise. Physio's on. Andrei Shevchenko looks a little bit worried about the Dynamo Kiev man. Make his 14th appearance, one of 5 Dynamo Kiev players to start today. Throw-in. Looks like a foul throw where they restarted play with 10 men Ukraine. Shaparenko's back to his feet. Yeah, he was just tripped over there. Ademi clears it. Pandev. Alioski. Kuremchuk leaves it out to Yarmolenko. So So Ukraine with a free kick. Shaparenko and Malinovsky standing over it. One that can be put into the box. A wide one from the right-hand side. In it comes! Hell, he actually shot. It was a good shot by Malinovsky as well. Dmitrievsky, though, pushing it over. Lots of power on that one from Malinovsky. I don't know if that was an overhead cross. I don't think it was, though. Well, if that went in, that would have been the goal of the tournament. I think even Patrick Schick would appreciate that one. So, Shaparenko and Malinovsky standing over the corner. Malinovsky puts it in. Again, evades everyone. Comes to Zinchenko on the other side, who puts it back in. And the header by is straight at Dmitrievsky. It's actually by Zabarny going forward. Now needs to rush back. I just wonder about the Golden Boot race. Nobody's on more than 2 goals so far. Whether Yarmolenko or Yaremchuk will want to further their tally. Well, I'm sure they'd want to, and this would be a big opportunity too, given the opposition. Cross coming in looking for Pandev, but it's headed away by Matvienko. Ristovsky loses out to Zinchenko. Now can Ukraine break? They need some smart passing here because North Macedonia is getting back. And it's a goal kick. Yaremchuk just couldn't keep it in. North Macedonia got back well. Good pressure. And Yaremchuk walking a little bit gingerly. Good ball to find Yaremchuk. I think he was actually maybe offside. But yeah, it was good from Muliu. Just to cut off the angle, force him out. It's with Cherlinov, substitute, who shields it well from Stepanenko and gets it to Ademi. It's now with Alioski. North Macedonia have shown a bit more initiative in this second half than they have the first. Karavayev can't keep it in. And North Macedonia win a throw-in. Just wonder. And Yossi puts thrown. Where is the side that won in Duisburg against Germany? It's mostly the same players. They can surprise anyone. You can't keep them out just yet, but they need to move quickly and grab a goal. Get themselves back into the game. They look more likely to concede again than do that right now. It's with Malinovsky to Shaparenko, but no way through. Ademi does a 1-2. North Macedonia's turn to come forward if they get their passing right. Hasn't been great today. Alioski on the left-hand side plays it to Trajkovski. It's switched to Cherlinov, the other substitute. Ristovsky. Pandev. Back to Elmas. Elmas with the long shot. Deflected off of Zabarny. Behind for a corner kick. In the 55th minute, it's Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 0. Taken quickly. Taken short, long shot. Oh, what a save. Tapped onto the bar. What a shot. But then surely that's a penalty. It is. 2 players are down. Looks like there's a bit of a fight. And was that? Oh, no, okay. I thought there was a headbutt there. Looks like Elmas just grabbed it off Bushchan. Well, what happened was the corner was taken short. A long ball was curled into the top corner. Brilliant finish. It was pushed onto the bar. But then as the North Macedonia player got the rebound, a Ukrainian player kicked him trying to get it back. It was a clear penalty. The Ukrainian player in question, Karavayev, has hurt his foot.
Great save to tap it onto the bar. And Pandev got there. Well, Pandev was going for it, and yeah, Karavayev just kicked him. Karavayev hurting his foot, kicking him is quite funny, but yeah, penalty, clear penalty. North Macedonia have a route back into this game once all this talking is done. Karavayev's foot is still hurt. Well, I suppose he just whacked it, expecting it to be a ball, and got Goran Pandev instead. Pandev's alright. He's just talking to the ref, saying, surely that's a card. I think Pandev's walked off for some treatment. Well, Leeds United's Egzhan Alioski is getting ready to take a penalty which will put his country back in the game in their first ever championship. He scored 8 goals before for his country, but none would mean more than this. Trying to stop him, Jorge Bushchan, the man that has replaced Captain Andriy Pyatov in goal for his country. In the 57th minute, it's such a big chance for Alioski. I see the sunburst flags in the crowd. That is all the inspiration he needs. It's Alioski. It's saved by Bushchan, but the rebound is poked home. North Macedonia are back into the game. And in Bucharest, we cannot count them out. It's Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1. I said, this team knows how to surprise, and they are right back in it. Ukraine will know more than anyone how dangerous a 2-goal lead can be, seeing as they went from 2-0 down to 2-2 against the Netherlands when they were the underdog. Alioski shot saved, but it just bounced to him and he put it back in the net. Took it well. And now they have some momentum. But as I said, the red and yellow section of the crowd bouncing up and down, shouting their team onwards. If they can get another, and maybe even one more after that, who knows what could happen. Alioski's penalty wasn't good, too much height, but he will not care one iota. Alioski heading it back to Dmitrievski. And the man who's played for Schaffhausen, Lugano and Leeds will now score for his country. He's scored 9 goals before against Albania, Gibraltar, Armenia, Liechtenstein, Latvia, Georgia and Kazakhstan. Goals that meant very little in the grand scheme of things, but this goal means everything. But North Macedonia will have to not get carried away and stay focused on the job at hand. Ukraine have it. In defence, Matvienko to Karavayev. Ukraine can't afford to drop points here. This game might mean even more to them than it does to the North Macedonian team. They've won a free kick in a dangerous area. Malinovsky tripped. Yellow card for Velkovsky. It was actually, I think, harsh to give a yellow card there. It was just a good touch by Malinovsky to win the foul. Don't think there was any malice, or should we say professionalism, about the booking. Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1 on possession football. And it's another one that can be put into the box, although given what Malinovsky did last time, I suppose he could technically shoot from there. It would be madness though. Shaparenko stands over it. So Malinovsky into the box. Headed away. Good defending North Macedonia. It's bounced sort of nicely, but they can't break.
Still with Bardi. Bardi losing to Malinovsky, and they lose possession in dangerous areas so often. Cherlinov again misplacing a pass. Malinovsky winning a throw-in for his country. Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1 on possession football. Been a good entertaining game. Half an hour more, folks. Don't miss it. It's Mikolenko taking the throw-in to Shaparenko. And North Macedonia win it back. Elmas. He needs to find a good ball. Tchaikovsky. Break's been slow. Ukraine have got all their men behind the ball now. All 11 players. But North Macedonia will look to just patiently build it up. Ristovsky. Cherlinov. Bardi. Alioski. Tchaikovsky. Ristovsky puts it in, headed away. Here's Ristovsky. Oh, and it's given away. Can Ukraine break? It's with Yaremchuk. And it's out for a Ukraine throw-in into North Macedonia's half. And now it's Ukraine chanting. Just see a big section of yellow and blue behind Stol Dmitrievsky's goal. Both teams shooting into the end where their fans are located in the second half. Good to see so many make the trip to Romania's capital. Not a city I've had the pleasure to visit before. It's with Shaparenko forward. No good from Zinchenko. Won by Velkovsky, and it's with Bardi. But again, Bardi loses out. Ukraine with it. Yarmolenko, Yaremchuk to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko out for a goal kick off Muslio. He's gone down, just clutching his face. Not sure if that reaction is justified. Just looks like he's been injured. The Argentine ref is okay. Yeah, still running his head. Yeah, Yarmolenko tried a back heel. What he tried to do was just deflect it off Muslio for a corner, but he didn't get it done. I'd quite like to see the pass completion statistics for some of these North Macedonia players, because I would imagine it doesn't make the prettiest reading. Here's Velkovsky. Elmas. Ristovsky. Back to Elmas. Given away. And it's with Zinchenko. Oh, good idea, but way too much on it. Straight to Dmitrievsky. Forward come Ukraine again. Sorry, North Macedonia again. Goes all the way to Bushchan. Here's Shaparenko. Malinovsky. Shaparenko. To Malinovsky. What a ball from Malinovsky. Here's Karavayev. Miss everyone. Malinovsky with a shot. Oh, good save, Dmitrievsky. And he holds on to it. Oh! Wow, off the ball into net.
Dmitrievsky went for the ball and he was just pushed over by Yaremchuk in possession. He held the ball. And then he went to Yaremchuk. Why are you challenging for that? I'm the goalie. And Yaremchuk said, I can do what I want, and pushed him. Free kick. Should really be a yellow card, that, for Yaremchuk. No booking. 66th minute, Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1. Two countries that only recently gained independence in relative terms, about 30 years ago. Part of great footballing powers, the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia, respectively. Here's Malinovsky. One back by Tchaikovsky. Alioski, the goal scorer, coming through. And eventually it can be kicked out for a throw-in by Zabani. So, it's Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1. Alioski with a throw-in. Velkovsky. Ademi. Karavayev. Karavayev plays it out wide to Cherlinov. He's been alright since coming on, to be fair. Elmas with the ball into the box, worth a go, but it's headed away. It can be won back by Velkovsky, who finds Alioski. Will he take on Karavayev? Nope, just the pass. Considers a crossbody. In the end, it finds way to Tchaikovsky. He goes with a shot, and it's pushed behind in a bit unconvincing fashion by Bushchan. The thing with this ref, he always blows his whistle when it goes out for a corner for some reason. Makes me think there's an offside or something. Yeah. I can understand that from Bushchan. Probably should have held on to it, but he realised he wasn't getting there. So, Alioski with the corner. Good claim from Bushchan. Really solid hands, those. And looks to start a counter-attack. But only finds Velkovsky. And here's Alioski. Oh, great play from North Macedonia. Deserved a goal at the end of it. But Karavayev can tap it behind from a corner. Just great passing. Just for a second there, they turned into Barcelona. Now the corner's taken, and that long shot was more like Boreham Wood over the bar. But it's great to see North Macedonia grafting and fighting. You thought they might be dead and buried at 2-0. They've got back into the game, and they're looking to get back into it more. Yarmolenko, he's got his goal, is coming off. He is replaced by Viktor Sigankov, and he gives Stepanenko the armband. I think there'll be another sub as well. Yeah, Bessedin getting ready to come on. Just see who he comes on for exactly. Oh, it's the other goal scorer, Yaremchuk, coming off. Well, that's interesting. Ukraine taking off most of their attacking firepower, but replacing them with other attacking players. Risky move.
because they can't afford anything else but a win in this game, really. And if they concede again with all their attacking players off, it might come back to haunt them, to be honest. We shall see. And as for Yaremchuk and Yarmolenko, they're now joint top of the Golden Boot race. It's with the substitute Besedin, who was in an offside position. North Macedonians beating their drums. Oh, that drum looks broken to me. Markovsky tapping it out. Well, for a team that's qualified by beating Kosovo and Georgia, they certainly have done themselves proud. Ukraine have ran 81.2 kilometres to Macedonia's 77.7. 348 passes completed to 273. But in the second half, North Macedonia have made them run. They have had control of the half. I don't think Andriy Shevchenko will be happy with this, because I expected them to maybe make it 3 or 4-0 at the second half. It's good to see from North Macedonia that Ukraine have allowed them to play this way and get back into it. They just need to make one more opportunity. A bit of fortune, a bit of brilliance, a bit of even a Ukrainian mistake. I think anything will go for North Macedonia. Really, they need 2 goals. I think in their heart of hearts, one will do. If they came to this tournament and got a draw against Ukraine, that in itself would represent success. Bardi plays it round the back. It's Velkovsky. Plays the ball forward, heading away. Zinchenko. Ah, nice ball. Over the top. One for Besedin to chase. But he loses out to Misliev. He can just tap out for a throw-in. Looks like he's got some cramp, and that's why he didn't fight harder for that one. Besedin putting him under pressure. North Macedonia still have 3 changes remaining. There's Muziu strolling back on. Looks like he's alright. So Zinchenko makes the throw in. Looks like he'll have to retake the throw in. Oh. Looks like he's been called up for a foul throw. So North Macedonia got away with that one a little bit. Ristovsky will now take it instead. And the drum, beating of the drum and the noise from the North Macedonian fans really audible now. Oh, great ball. That should surely be 3-1. Oh, he's put it wide. Well, Viktor Shigankov just came on. Been in great form this season. Linked with moves away to big clubs. But he's been out of nothing. Absolutely nothing. A great ball is played forward to him. Well, Malinovsky looks disappointed. How did his fellow winger not put that in? I mean, Shigankov with a great chance, and he has to score, really. I mean, at a minimum hit the target, but really he has to score, and he just completely mishits it and it goes wide. But better from Ukraine since those subs were made, and they've won a free kick that can be put in the box in a dangerous area again. Zinchenko, Stepanenko, It's taken short rather than put into the box. Ukraine have 15 more minutes to hold out and get a hard-earned, well-fought victory. But if they don't do that, I think there will be fury on the streets of Kiev. Well, there sort of is a perpetual fury in that country. But over football. Oh, that's a misplaced pass. Can be kept in, though, by Mikalenko. On the left-hand side, not been used too much today. Preferred Karavayev as a defender getting forward. And that's why North Macedonia have won it. Now can they break? It's with Trajkovski, Alioski, Cherlinov. Looking for Ristovski, but it's a good challenge from Mikalenko. Out for a throw-in. Ristovski has a throw-in. Long ball coming in. Headed away. And Ukraine can now break. They have the advantage. Because the player was knocked over. In the end, it's out for a throw-in. North Macedonia got back. And looks like a Bardi, who hasn't really shined in midfield today, I'm afraid, is going to be replaced by Avramovsky, who plies his trade for Kayserispor in Turkey. So Ukraine with that throw-in, and they've just earned another, about 5 metres up. Looks like Ukraine are ready to bring on a player of their own right. It's Sedorchuk getting ready, who plays for Dynamo Kiev. And yep, on he comes. Shaparenko will be the one replaced. So Shevchenko making a more defensive sub in midfield. Well, I wouldn't put it past North Macedonia to get another goal because of Ukraine's defensive approach. I have the feeling that maybe they should have just gone for it in the second half instead of tried to conserve what they had. But if they get a win, then I don't suppose it won't really matter. It's back with Bushchan. Smashes it along. Taken down by Besedin. Still Ukraine 2. North Macedonia 1. Ukraine player down. Looks like a free kick. Yep. It was a substitute, Shigankov, who was just tripped by Muslio. Shigankov looking for the foul and getting it, but it was definitely a foul. Shigankov standing over it, as is Malinovsky, the only member of Ukraine's front three not to be subbed off at half-time, also the only one not to score. Malinovsky then, and Shigankov. both will be looking to take this. In it comes. Hits the wall. But it still bounces in the box. I just miscontrolled by Zabarny. Ukraine have a lot of players up considering. Long ball is played. Misses Zinchenko. It's out for North Macedonia throw-in right next to their own corner flag. North Macedonia faces look glum because they look to be heading out of the championship. I don't know how much belief they had with the format. Anything can happen. It just looks like it has been a step too far. Looks like there's a VAR check of some sort because Rostovski's not being allowed to take a strand. I don't know what for. I can only imagine there was an off-the-ball incident or something. Apparently that when the corner came in, free kick came in, they were looking at a penalty. And I think he's going to be checking the monitor. So there was that free kick a while ago that hit the wall, and I think that there might have been just a push in the box while that happened. I mean, this is where VAR comes into its own because it's not one that would be noticed normally. So, our Argentine referee looking at the monitor. Oh, it hit the hand of a player in the wall. And it was in the box. I think it is the substitute, Avramovsky. Well, do you know what? It would be harsh, but his arm's like covering his face. But it's definitely stuck out. If it's given, I wouldn't be surprised. You can't stick your arms like that. You have to show bottle when it hits the wall. And that's a penalty to Ukraine. It's harsh, but you don't stick your arm out like that. Yellow card, Avramovsky. People will talk about how is that handball? What's VAR done? Why is that? But you don't stick your arm out like that when you're in the wall. It's as simple as that, and if you do, you get punished. Only one out of the 4 penalties so far in this tournament has been scored. Dmitrievski against Malinovsky. And it's saved again. And this one won't be scored in the rebound because it is whacked away by Ristovski. Meanwhile, Ristevski and Trichkovsky are getting ready to come on for North Macedonia. Well, the thing is, Dmitrievski telegraphed what way he was going before the penalty was even taken. And Malinovsky can't convert. In the 85th minute, North Macedonia are still in this game by the absolute skin of their teeth. By the way, it's Kire Ristevski who is replacing Demi. And
and also Trichkovsky is on for Darko Velkovsky, and that is an attacking sub. And why not? At this point, North Macedonia might as well switch to a back four and just go for it. Ukraine still coming forward, long shot, very long shot from about 20 metres out. Malinovsky still trying to get his goal. He's actually played very well despite that penalty miss. It was a pretty rubbish penalty, mind. Long ball played forward, again headed out by Ukraine, out for a throw-in. Nikolov. Zabarny. Set away. Makarenko. Malinovsky. Can North Macedonia get an equaliser? Ukraine just need to hold out for 3 minutes for their first win since 2012, when their current manager scored 2 goals 9 years ago, which was in Ukraine. Here's Alioski. Given away. And now Ukraine can look to break. Tired legs though, trying to get forward. There's no way through really. Great work from Ristovsky. It's back to Dmitrievsky. Elmas. Ristevsky. And on the left wing, Alioski with a ball in. Looking for Cherlinov. On the other side, he can keep it in near the corner flag. Here's Cherlinov. In the box. Hits Zinchenko's head and can be claimed by Buschan, who kicks it out for a throw-in because a Ukraine player's gone down with cramp. He is attended to by Ristovsky. And then helped up to his feet. Well, a hint of gamesmanship, I think. At least if you listen to the screeching North Macedonian crowd. '90th minute. Free kick, North Macedonia in their own half. Avramovsky takes it very quickly. Thought it might be one where Dmitrievsky will just whack it as far as he can, but I respect them not abandoning their tactical shape even now. That's something that Igor Angelovsky will enjoy as well, I'm sure. Ristovsky to Muzliu. Slowed forward, out wide.
Ristovski, who can put it into the box, a diving header away. But North Macedonia keep it. It's in the box. Pandev, no way through. But it is a corner kick. Ristovski hitting it off of Zabani. And Ristovski will take the corner. Is he calling the goalie forward? No, just calling, I think, someone else to take it. Looks like it might be Ristevski. Oh, it's Alioski who's taking it. We are into injury time. Headed away. And there's an overhead kick, but miscontrol by Avramovsky, and there was a foul of some sort in the box. Well, it's 4 minutes that's being added on. There will be a late substitution. And this one is negative. Malinovsky replaced by Eduard Sobol. So, 150 seconds for a famous victory since Ukraine. For Ukraine. Forward, Zaliovsky. It's on the left hand side. Into the box. Avramovsky heads it wide. A country that since Soviet membership has had 2 wins in. One win in the European Championship. It was on home territory. Goal scored by Andriy Shevchenko. Now it looks like Shevchenko is managing them to another win. They are just 1 minute away from 3 points here. 3 crucial points that will put them right back into contention in Group C to get through to the next round. North Macedonia has shown heart and courage and pride, but that isn't good enough on its own. They've done their country proud, but it won't lead to results unless they can come forward here. This would be something. Here's Trichkovsky, wide. Went for the longest shot, saw his name in lights. Always going wide. That's it. Ukraine shouldn't really have let that chance happen at all. Well, 10 seconds to go here in Bucharest. Andriy Shevchenko knows that once again he's guided his team towards the Euros. Ukraine are actually coming forward here to finish the job. It's offside, but the 4 minutes have been played. And North Macedonia's stay in this tournament effectively now rests on the whistle of Fernando Andres Rapalini. We've played the 4 minutes. The free kick is lumped into the box by Dmitrievski. It's fallen by Tchaikovsky, another long shot that's gone wide. And surely that is it. Because we've played 4.5 minutes of injury time now. And the blue and yellow flags of Ukraine are proudly flying across Bucharest. The independent nation Can they finally reach the knockout stages of a European Championship? We've now approached 5 minutes. The goal kick is taken. And we hear the whistle of our Argentine referee. That is it. Finally, Ukraine have done it. The first time they've won a game at the European Championships outside of Ukraine. And now, this team has showed heart. They've dug in. They've got the job done. Goals from Yarmolenko from the corner and Yaremchuk after he was for some reason played onside. North Macedonia were put back into their game via a penalty, and even though Alioski's was saved, the rebound was put in. It finishes Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1. Great game, really. Good game. Well, we also have the lineups for Denmark versus Belgium. For Denmark, it's a 4-3-3. Schmeichel, Christensen, Captain Kerr, Vestergaard and Myler. Was Højbjerg and Delaney the midfield. Poulsen, Braithwaite and Damsgaard are the front three. For Belgium, Courtois starts in goal. It's a back three of Alderweireld, Denayer and Captain Vertonghen. Moynier, Tielemans, Dendoncker and Torgan Hazard are the midfield four. Mertens, Lukaku and Carrasco are the front three. So that's where we are. In terms of that game, which is in the Group B, of course. Really open group. Belgium, Finland and Russia all on 3 points. Belgium can confirm their way through with a win.
UEFA Euro 2020 is sponsored by Just Eat.
So, Austria and the Netherlands, both on 3 points, and they will play each other at 8 PM. That'll be an exciting game. Wow, the goal from Alioski, it was quite a comedy of errors. A brilliant shot into the top corner, a brilliant save onto the bar. Then a kick, an injury, a fight, a missed penalty, and a scrappy rebound. 10 minutes or so on about, in case there's any last minute questions about the game, maybe a bit less actually.
And you can just see how much it means to the fans, can't you? Because actually, at the last Euros campaign, they failed to pick up any points or score any goals. So actually, they've come a long way since then.
Yeah, they're not a team that have been in top form. They've really struggled. I think Shevchenko's been under pressure. Even though he's a popular leader, I think the country wanted to see the right progress. So I think with Kozak Malinovsky, today he was exceptional. I thought tactically, in the first half was where the game was won. And equally, Shevchenko demonstrated, I think, his ability when his team needed to change. And we talked about their top two players coming off, and was brave enough to put fresh legs in. And they're going, I think they will qualify.
And in fact, looking back at history, the last time they won a match at the Euros, it was Yarmolenko who had assisted his manager, Shevchenko, and that was back in 2012.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's a great goal, and one of my favourite first Shevchenko was as well. He's a fox in the box as well, for stray goals and straight head, and it means a lot to them all, but no, they're starting to look more like a team now. Well organised, well drilled, in the second half. They could have lost it a little bit, but as Emma says, the tactics were spot on, taking a few strikers off and replacing with the
Just one more look at the Denmark team and the Belgium team, starting with Denmark and Parken Stadium, which is a proper stadium, a proper Euro stadium. Kasper Schmeichel in goal, back four of Christensen, Kjær, who's captain, Vestergaard and Møller. Was, Højbjerg and Delaney, the midfield three. Poulsen, Damsgaard and Braithwaite, the front three. As for Belgium, they're playing a 3-4-3, Courtois in goal. Alderweireld, Denier and Vertonghen, who is captain, the back three. Moynier, Tielemans, Den Donker and Torgan Hazard, the midfield four. Mertens, Lukaku and Carrasco are the front three. So, starting with Denmark, Schmeichel staying in goal, but Christensen moves out to the right. Vestergaard comes in his place in the middle. That's because Vass has moved up into the midfield to replace Eriksson, who is still in hospital, and also Damsgaard is replaced by Wind because Damsgaard replaces Wind, who drops to the bench. As for Belgium, Courtois still in goal, but Denier replacing Boyata in that back three. I always expected Denier to be ahead of Boyata. Thought it was weird that Boyata started against Russia, but he kept a clean sheet, so can't complain. Hazard, Tielemans, Den Donker the same, but Castagna is replaced by Moynier because he is still injured, and the front three is the same. So the only changes, two of the three changes, Eriksson and Castagna are in force. Boyata's the only one that was actually necessary.
later to come, we have the other game from Group C between Netherlands and Austria, and in Copa America, Colombia play Venezuela, and then in a repeat of the 2019 final, defending champions Brazil, as well as hosts, take on Peru. Then tomorrow, 3 big games as well. In Group E, Sweden play Slovakia, and before attention goes to Group D, firstly, Croatia play the Czech Republic in Glasgow. I'm not sure if too many Glaswegians will be focused on that, because England play Scotland in a big game. So 3 big games in group stage football. Given the format, pretty much every game is big. Good mood in the England camp for, I think, Jordan Henderson's birthday being celebrated, the England vice-captain. Harry Maguire looks to be back in training as well. Well, I do hope you enjoyed our coverage of Ukraine versus North Macedonia. It surprised a few people. Turned out to be quite a good game. And hope to see you for the next one.